Sometimes, when police try to arrest criminals, they may try to fight back and not cooperate. It's not uncommon for them to resist arrest. However, there are rare instances when brave people who are just watching step in to help the police when things get out of control. Here are 6 times when bystanders saved the cops in these situations. Starting with a routine traffic stop that took a sudden turn into chaos. Officer Stacy Wright of the Willoughby Police Department pulled over a 64-year-old man named David Kubik for speeding. As Officer Wright asked Kubik to sit down after he got out of his car to retrieve his license, tensions escalated quickly. Kubik became agitated, yelling and pointing in the officer's face. The situation turned physical as Officer Wright tried to maintain control. The exchange was caught on video, showing Officer Wright telling Kubik to put his hands behind his back, threatening to use a taser. Within moments, a brave bystander rushed to the scene, assisting Officer Wright in subduing Kubik and bringing him to the ground. Other citizens joined in to keep Kubik restrained until additional police officers arrived. The onlookers had unknowingly stepped into a potentially dangerous situation, risking their safety to aid the officer. If you think this was a courageous takedown, then you should see the next case where a mentally unstable man with a weapon in hand was taken down by a citizen and he saved a pregnant police officer. The situation started when a pregnant police officer was trying to stop a man who was driving too fast. The man got angry and attacked the officer's car, breaking the front glass.
Stop! Stop!
Then, a good Samaritan arrived and tried to help the pregnant officer. It seemed like the man causing trouble was not in a good mental state. When the helpful person tried to save the pregnant cop, the troublesome man tried to steal his truck. However, the brave person used some wrestling moves to stop him, like locking his head and catching him.
Don't let him get in! Stop! 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 Don't fucking do it!
Cut it out, cut it out, cut it out.
Thank you.
Cut it out.
Stop! Stop!
Cut it out,
He's trying to... Stop! No, he's trying to grab my gun.
Get out the cup, get out the cup.
Soon, the police officer arrived, handcuffed the troublemaker, and took him into custody. However, next a courageous grandfather, who is identified as Bill, found himself in the midst of a high-stakes situation outside a library in Columbus, Ohio. As police chased an armed suspect, Bill, who happened to be at the library with his granddaughter, exhibited remarkable bravery and quick thinking. The footage reveals the intense pursuit unfolding outside the library, with police closing in on the armed suspect. At a critical moment, Bill, armed only with a cane, decided to take action. With precision and daring, he strategically placed his foot in the path of the fleeing suspect, causing him to trip and bringing the chase to an abrupt end. In the end, Bill's courageous and decisive actions not only brought an end to the dangerous chase, but potentially prevented a more catastrophic outcome. However, the person who helped next didn't just think quickly, he used cool wrestling moves to rescue the cop. There's this guy named Yanka Paradella Moro, and he's attacking a police officer in Edmond. He's kicking, punching, and even attempting to grab the officer's gun. But then, another cop showed up, and a courageous bystander arrived and used some wrestling moves to help restrain the guy. The situation started when a bunch of people tried to buy gift cards with stolen credit cards. Now, the guy in the video, Moro, is facing charges for beating up the officer and causing trouble with the law. The police are trying to find the others who were involved and drove away during the fight. And get this, the police want to thank and maybe even give an award to the person who stepped in to help out. In the next footage, something really scary happens. A man is stuck under a car in Watsonville, California. The car tire is on his chest and he can't breathe properly. 3 police officers and a person who was just standing nearby are there, and they are trying their best to help. The police officer, Corporal Isaac Rodriguez, sees that they can't lift the car by themselves, so he starts yelling for more help. Luckily, 2 more people nearby rush over to help, and then a 3rd person joins them. Now there are 6 people trying to lift the car. Surprisingly, the man under the car is still alive and awake. They put him on his back, and you can see that the wheel of the car is still spinning, which is really scary. Someone says to put the car in park, and a person from the crowd reaches in to turn the ignition off. The police officers stay with the 65-year-old man and try to comfort him until the paramedics arrive. It's like a Christmas miracle because all these people, including the police and the bystanders, work together to save the man trapped under the car. Lastly, an athlete bystander helped out the cops to catch a thief who was running after stealing a truck. The incident unfolded as deputies struggled to keep pace with a suspect driving a stolen truck on the Beltway. The suspect evaded law enforcement, leading them on a pursuit that weaved through neighborhoods and ultimately culminated behind an industrial complex. It was there that the suspect abandoned the stolen vehicle, made a daring escape on foot, and hurtled over a security fence, leaving constable deputies in a struggle to catch up. Here enters the hero Devin, a 26-year-old former high school track athlete and trained security guard, who happened to be in the right place at the right time. Witnessing the suspect gaining distance from law enforcement, Devin's instincts kicked in, and he decided to take matters into his own hands. Without hesitation, he sprinted after the fleeing suspect. Devin's pursuit was not without sacrifice. He lost both shoes in the process. Determined and fearless, he caught up with the barefooted suspect and executed a decisive tackle. With a bear hug, he ensured the suspect remained under control, expressing concern for his own safety by tightly holding the suspect's hands. Then the police took the suspect into custody.